Hello, everyone. Welcome to another DCU Daily. Hello to all the early birds. Don't worry, I will be talking to you guys shortly, but hello. Welcome to another big show we have for you today. A very wonderful show because obviously today is Peacemaker Day. We are going to be reviewing episode 3, another Rick up my sleeve. So get pumped for that. That's our big story for today. But we, of course, have other amazing stories to talk about. Like, we do have a little bit of like box office stuff in regards to the upcoming Conjuring film. So we have that. We have we are going to be talking a little bit of sad news today, and we'll get into that soon enough. We are going to be talking about the upcoming Tomb Raider show film, White Lotus, Tom Holland trying to be there for the fans in regards of Spider-Man. Another addition to the Scrubs reboot. We were talking about that yesterday, and we're going to be talking about that today for a little bit. Of course, the troubles with AI, going to be talking about that as well. And then, of course, even more trailers. Tons of trailers today, mainly TV stuff instead of big movie stuff, but we're going to be getting into that. We have our quick hits. And then, of course, mainly Peacemaker, but we are also going to be talking about the upcoming Man of Tomorrow film in terms of who's confirmed, who's not, even though we only have the tiniest bit of information. And then, of course, David Cornsweet being our Superman GOAT, because, I don't know, just the man just constantly proves how much of a GOAT he truly is. So let's get into the show and get pumped for more Peacemaker talk.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always the number 2.
All right, Mr. I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding.
You're
kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne.
I like that. You're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see Cornsweet.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the world needs now.
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Wow.
Amazing, wonderful, beautiful. Hello, welcome to DCU Daily. We're going to get into the news. I'm John. Lovely to see all of you. All you wonderful faces. You got Tony, got Monique, you got... Sorry, almost choking on stuff. Only Tony, Monique in the chat. I thought there were more people. You just have a lot of stuff chatting on. But to all you people who aren't in the chat just yet, welcome. We love even if you don't talk in the chat. We still like it. So as long as you're watching, that's all we care about. So anyway, hey, look, it's Liz.
Hey, look, it's me.
Hey, how are you doing today, Liz? Are you having a wonderful Thursday, or are you having a bad Thursday? What's the dealio?
I'm having a good Thursday. I'm in a better mood than I was in yesterday, but still don't try me, hoes. And also, right off the bat, I think we need to talk about Graham Greene, because every single day this week, we just haven't had the opportunity to talk about Graham Greene and his passing. We all know he passed, I think, Monday, was it, John?
Yes.
So just want to take a moment, because we do know that he passed. We have privately been talking about it, but it just, again, the timing never really seemed right in the show to fit him in. So,
well, there we go. I did have it planned to talk about. So yes, we were going to talk about Graham Greene for a little bit. We've been meaning to. Nothing against the man. It just like we just kind of kept forgetting. But I was reminded today, because the first thing we were going to get into was due to the passing of Giorgio Armani. But we did want to talk about Graham Greene for a little bit. A lot of great things he was. It was in Dances with Wolves, obviously being the most prominent thing. Clear Cut is another one. I believe he was also in he was in so much stuff. Like the stuff, he was just limitless. The man was amazing and inspiration to many native actors.
And even
So
if you
rest
didn't
in
know
peace.
his name, you knew who he was.
You knew his face.
He's
He
been
was
in
like,
so many
oh,
things.
that guy. He was pretty
Yeah.
much the Zahn McCallion before Zahn McCallion, because he was
Yeah.
the Native American actor that everybody recognized, but nobody knew the name of. But yes, he was, oh, that guy in everything. But sad to see him go, but his passing will, you know, it will be missed. He will be missed no matter what, but his legacy will live on. But same thing goes for Giorgio Armani, the beloved Italian fashion designer. He has passed away at the age of 91. Now, I am more familiar with Graham Greene than I am with Armani. I know movies. I don't know fashion. Clearly, as a guy who wears shitty t-shirts all day, and basketball shorts. I don't know a goddamn thing about high fashion.
Yeah, but
I know Armani. Like, I know.
Well,
the
he
name.
became a household name. I mean, every movie that you've ever seen, they refer, is that an Armani suit? Oh, new Armani, fresh Armani. That it kind of be not to dumb it down, but it was like the Kleenex of suits. Like that was the name. That's who you associated with a nice, fine tailored suit. And then also like their cologne campaigns, I think were the first really to like kind of go viral, and again just make them more of a household name. So I really don't know much about the man as well. Hopefully he was a good guy and not a piece of shit like Karl Lagerfeld. But I know he is beloved by many and will be missed by a whole lot. Lord knows I couldn't afford anything that he made, but hey, it's a shame. He had quite the career. Was quite the
I mean, when his name, like same with like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all that shit.
Right.
Yeah, like I'm sure his name was name dropped in American Psycho, because that's the only the major thing in terms of like fashion. That's as high as I go. Although not Rolex, because in the book it was don't touch the Rolex, but Rolex didn't want their name dropped in a movie like that, so they had to change it to don't touch the watch. So fun fact for you. Anyway, but yes, rest in peace to these two wonderful men. Well, I know for a fact Graham Greene is wonderful. I don't know about the guy who was definitely a billionaire, so we'll see. But they're probably like 10 years time. Oh yeah, he actually like fucking like raped 10 children. So at this point, like who knows? Like whatever piece of shit thing he did, it's probably going to come out way after he's dead, and somebody's going to own up to it. So
maybe he didn't do any piece of shit thing.
Maybe he didn't do anything. I'm just
that
saying,
would be the best scenario.
Because here's the thing: it just seems like no matter what, we always like praise the hell out of someone, and then like 10 years later, it's like, oh no, he was actually a deplorable piece of shit. So I'm just setting myself up for like,
hey, I have the pictures to prove it, man. I know I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So, but hopefully, he was a good guy, and let's just revel in the idea that he was a good man, and his legacy will, in terms of fashion, will be known for generations to come. So rest in peace to both of these men, but let's move on to bigger and better things and not dwell on such sad thoughts. Well, unless that's face. Ooh, Jesus. But yes, also it's Beyonce's birthday today. I don't really give a fuck about Beyonce.
It is.
So
happy birthday, Queen Bee. It is. Everybody put your crowns on.
Hunter Gee, hello, what's up? The sky. But moving on to the next thing, and also this is wrong. Conjuring Last Rites, heading to holy $7 million plus box office in Thursday night previews. Obviously, this is just a projection because it is still Thursday, but well, for the next like 48 minutes, it's Thursday for us, but very poor wording on that first sentence, but I get what it's putting down. But hopefully I mean, it seems like it's punny, but it's also porny anyway. But Conjuring Last Rites, it seems like it's going to be having a $7 to $8 million Thursday night preview. And then, hopefully moving on to an even greater box office weekend. The projections are around 40 million. Now, it's pretty much even for the last film, even though most of these movies are pretty much hot garbage, like barely scraping by all of its Rotten Tomato scores, but people love these movies. People love these movies, mainly around second base in the back of a movie theater. But you know, it's what it is. Whatever. It's people like this crap. It's good popcorn fun. It's it's not like highbrow like Sinners and Weapons. It's more like you just take a date to it, or just
Yeah.
I
You
want to
see
be scared
your
for
pants a little. Yeah.
90 minutes. Let's go see this kind of thing. But it's not like
Sure.
super scary or anything like that. But
Sure.
it's
Okay.
fun.
Okay. Sounds
At
yourself.
but in terms of all the other previews this year, it's definitely beating the hell out of a lot of its previous films in terms of the Conjuring verse. But other films this year, like Sinners, which was 4.7, Final Destination Bloodlines, which was 5.5, and Weapons, which was 5.7. And then The Nun, one of its previous movies, at 5.4. But yeah, it seems like it's gonna be making a killing this weekend. Horror is always profitable. As my friend says,
Yes.
horror is recession proof. No matter what, people will always go see a good horror
If
movie.
it bleeds, it leads, baby.
Let's well, I always was taught if it bleeds, we kill it, or I ain't got time to bleed. Well, I mean, I'm not saying fuck you for liking it. It's just like, it's very like it's like a popcorn blockbuster horror movie. Like
I have
there's
seen some of them. I just can't handle it anymore because I feel like they've
I've
upped the like scare and gore factor. for
I've
each
seen the
film.
first two Conjuring movies. Those were pretty good. I was gonna see the third one, but I heard it was not very good, so I never went to go see it. I'm probably not gonna see this one either, because it's not directed by James Wan, so who cares? But I've heard the Annabelle sequels are pretty good. And maybe like one other movie, but like I've heard the Nun movies are not very good, or the Annabelle movies are not very good, but people like them.
I didn't watch any of that.
Ugh. Although Anthony's asking, John, why does the horizon seem to be recession or pandemic proof when it comes to box office? Is it because people it's low budget, and it's just like it's kind of like the thrill of it, like, oh, I want to be scared. Like I want to go to something and get scared. Like there's a lot of people that just want to go get scared. And yeah, as like these movies get made for like 10 million, like Weapons made its entire budget back in like its first weekend.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and a lot of people say, they're just so outlandish and so ridiculous and so unbelievable that it's just something like where they can go and shut their brain off and they don't have to, some people don't find them scary, even they find them laughable almost. So, it is entertaining for a certain select group of audiences.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And Peter Safran, of course, our DCU boy. Is a WB executive, New Line executive for years. So, also hello, movie spud. Most of the time people see a horror movie to be entertained and to feel nothing excessively cerebral. Yeah, because the thing is, that's what's so good about the spectrum of horror is like it's under the umbrella. You can like have something as like weird as like a David Lynch movie, like Eraserhead, but then you can have something like highbrow, like a Robert Eggers movie, or you can do like something like really silly, like a horror comedy, like Reanimator, or you can have like a popcorn fest, like the Conjuring movie. So there's an entire spectrum of horror that like you can go to enjoy it, go to get scared, or go to be like intrigued with what the story is trying to say. So do you think the Clayface movie is going to make a ton of money? It's on if it's on a low budget because it's hard. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a twofer because it's connected to Batman, which is the biggest, at least in terms of the movie spectrum, the biggest comic book hero we have. And then on top of the fact it's horror, so you're getting two big demographics with that, and people are going to love it. So, so many, like, because there are still many people to this day that don't consider Silence of the Lambs a horror movie because it won an Oscar, so won many Oscars. So And to those people, I give you this because it is a horror movie. It's literally about a guy who wants to make a flesh suit out of fat women. Like, come on, really? Get the hell out of here. But we will be talking about Silence of the Lambs later in this episode. So, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, congrats to The Conjuring. And I just want to that face is weirding me out. Okay, let's just move on. But King of the Hill is apparently still killing it on its amazing stretch. But them returning TV with impressive 1.2 billion minutes viewed in the premiere week.
That's wild.
And Wednesday has topped Nielsen charts with season 2A.
Yeah.
Because
see that doesn't surprise me. I've heard a lot of people talking about Wednesday, really excited for the season 2 return. King of the Hill, I don't know. I guess I never realized that they had such a strong fan base. Like I'd watch the show here or there and it's enjoyable, yes, but like I guess maybe I think it came out like when I was in college or shortly after college. So I just never really got into it. But hey, good for them. Good for Mike Judge. And, awesome. And Wednesday is on my list. So I'm hoping I'm wrapping up the studio right now. You guys, I finally started checking things off my list. Aren't you proud of me?
Yes,
so I think Wednesday is
so.
going to be the next thing that I check out after the studio. Yay.
You should see For All Mankind because Dan got me to watch it. And now Dan is probably going to get you to watch it.
On the list. It's on the list. I promise you.
But yeah. The next thing we have is it's more of a business thingy. Yes, thank you, Dan, for that. But Weapons hits digital on the 9th, just 31 days after its theatrical debut, because WB is dumb, guys. They're very, very dumb. But we knew that. Yeah. But next thing we got is more business related stuff in regards to many things. Speaking of WB, that is. But Warner Brothers Discovery, although now it's not going to be Warner Brothers since it's going to be split off, which is like kind of what this is about. But the planned network spinoff entity already in talks to sell its 20% stake in studio sibling. Top executive says, I know this is like stuff thing that like not a ton of people care about, and if Dan were here, he'd probably explain it a lot better than me. But you get me, guys. You get me trying my best to explain this shit. But
here, I'll help you out, John. You go ahead and talk, and I'll just entertain the people.
So basically, what this means is the new WB TV networks, SpinCo, will carry over the majority of Warner Brothers Discovery's current debt, which is in the billions, mind you. And as part of the split, will own a 20% stake in the new Warner Brothers post-split studios streaming HBO, the side we care about. And the story is about the new WB TV network SpinCo already looking at interest in selling off that 20% stake in the new Warner Bros. To help pay down that debt that they'll be carrying post-split. So as we remember that it is getting split, and they're essentially just trying to sell that so they could pay off a lot of that debt that Zaslav kind of piled onto the TV side of things. So yeah, if that is yes, we talked about it yesterday. Be kind, rewind to yesterday and go watch that if you want to know our thoughts. But great trailer. I'm excited for the movie. Quick thoughts. But yeah. Yes, also, Dan, I don't know if you see that, but Tony Randall is saying Vicks Vapor Rub, hot chicken soup, and some ginger ale for Dan.
Electrolytes, baby. Electrolytes and rest.
Dan, on it. But yeah, coconut water is also good. It's because it's not as like sugary as like Gatorade or something like that.
Remember, it's what kept Colin Farrell alive for the Penguin.
Yes, coconut water. Yes, don't be spoiling stuff in the chat. We will be saving spoilers for later. So, yeah, essentially that's just like kind of the business side of stuff. Let's move on. But another exciting thing, this was one of the many movies that got a standing ovation at Venice Film Festival. But it seems like we have another win for George Clooney, to the shock of no one. But Jay Kelly in this movie also joined by Laura Dern, Raleigh Keough, and Patrick Wilson. It's about a world famous actor and his longtime manager reassessing their priorities, and it seems like it's pretty great. And Adam Sandler just essentially showing off his more drama driven talent in this little comedy drama. What are your thoughts on this, Liz? Does this make you excited to see the movie, or do you just not really care about it all that much?
No, I'm excited for it. I'm definitely going to check it out. Listen, Adam Sandler was the first celebrity I ever met. He shot part of Mr. Deeds here in my town. It was a big friggin' deal. He was extremely kind. So I root for that man any chance that I get. I think he was robbed with Uncut Gems, and I'm hoping that he gets the accolades that it sounds like he deserves in this one. So
Yes.
I'm going to be seeing it for Adam Sandler's performance. George Clooney is fine with me. I have no problem with the man, but I'm rooting for Adam in this one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Stephen Ortega is asking, do you like Noah Baumbach? That's a good question. He did Marriage Story.
Quickly. Oh,
he co-wrote Barbie.
Okay.
Mainly because he's fucking Greta Gerwig, but that's beside the point.
I mean, good for both of them, I suppose, in that regard. Sure. I'm really not that familiar with much of his other pieces with his work, but yeah, sure thing.
I think he's okay. I didn't really care for Marriage Story all that much. Never watched Barbie, but Madagascar 3, that was a pretty good movie of his.
Oh, okay. I think I fell asleep.
Yeah, he needed to pay the bills after the divorce, so he signed on to Madagascar 3 to write that movie. Fun fact. But yeah. Yeah, it's just like Adam Sandler just seems like, even though he might not make the best movies, he's just like the nicest fucking guy in the industry. So it's like, I hope he wins. So, he deserves it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious about this. I don't know if this is going to be like a must watch for me, because I do have, my own list to get into. This November is always my catch up month whenever.
Yeah, November will be for me as well.
Because like most of the stuff is done. It's like mostly like holiday crap at that point. That I don't really care about. And so, because September and Halloween are the horror months. November, since there's no Thanksgiving movies outside of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and the Charlie Brown and Garfield Thanksgiving specials, nothing to really watch Thanksgiving wise. So that's the catch up month. And then we go into the month long binging of Die Hard every single day. Because that's the only Christmas movie that matters. Kidding, of course. But next up, apparently, we did briefly talk about this yesterday, that Sophie Turner is going to be playing Lara Croft to the fanfare of no one. So apparently it's going to be a series, and it's going to begin filming in 2026, which is like weird because they have a series and it's animated, and that has Haley Atwell in it, but I remember watching the trailer for that, and it looked really bad, and like nobody watched it, and it did suck. So, I have no hope for this. Nothing against Sophie Turner. I just don't think she's that great of an actress. And
it sounds like something
really
against her.
don't like Phoebe Waller-Bridge after ruining Dial of Destiny. I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm never gonna watch anything with her again. So I'm probably gonna skip this. But to all the people that watch it, I hope you enjoy it. I just have no interest in it whatsoever. I think I'll just play the games at that point.
I'm gonna check it out. I want to see her do well. I want to see her get bigger roles. So I'm rooting for her. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
See how it goes.
Yeah. But yeah, mostly people talking about but yeah, good for her. I hope she gets all the things, but I just won't be watching. But I'm not gonna strike down people who enjoy it. If you like it, you like it. That's fine. I'm just saying, personally,
not for you. That's okay.
Not for me.
Okay.
But speaking of things not for me, more business stuff. Paramount sets 3-year distribution deal with Legendary, and the Street Fighter thing is first up. So we did briefly talk about this a couple weeks ago. That Legendary, which paired with Warner Brothers, not all the time, but most of the time, they did pair with Warner Brothers, and now it seems like they're going with Paramount next. And that Street Fighter is the first major thing that they will be pairing up for a distribution deal for. So that's kind of exciting. Liz, I don't know if you have thoughts on this, but
I mean, I'm excited for Street Fighter. I don't care if it's a terrible film. I think they're gonna know what it is that they're making. And again, you guys know how I feel. I like films that know that they're shitty. So I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, I mean, it looks like fine. I don't know. It just looks like cheesy crap, which is like maybe it'll be good cheesy crap. I don't know, but like whatever. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Okay. Anyway, but next up we have White Lotus. Is this one on your list, Liz? White Lotus.
It's not. I tried watching the first season and I just didn't care for any of the characters, even though people just absolutely love this show. Maybe I'll try and go back to it. Again, this was another one that's kind of been like advertised as a comedy, and I just don't see it personally.
Right.
Very much like The Bear. Like The Bear is not a comedy to me either. But maybe
No, that
one
just
day
gives you
I'll
more
get to
mental
it.
health problems, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day I'll get. I mean, with a stacked cast, I mean, I've met a good portion of the people that have been on various seasons, so I would like to give it a shot. I don't know if I'm there yet. If I want to revisit it just now.
Yeah, it's not officially this, by the way. Allegedly, they're headed to France. This is not official yet. Just keep that in mind. So it could be bullshit, but it like kind of makes sense. It fits the vibe for White Lotus, so I wouldn't put it off just yet. But I know a lot of people that still love the show. I mean, it's kind of an anthology show where it's like different. It's a different cast each season, and your description kind of reminds me of like Succession. I like watched like 10
that is
minutes
on
of,
my
like,
list because I've heard such great things. But
that's another thing where it was like everybody in that show is just a rich asshole, and I'm like, why do I want to watch this? I get this shit from the news.
Well,
Why
I
do
had
need
also
my
heard people were
escapist
kind of disappointed
entertainment?
with how it ended too. So now I'm like, I'm not gonna run to go watch it then.
But speaking of Street Fighter, Nelson wanted us to ask which franchise will have the bigger movie next year, Mortal Kombat 2 or Street Fighter. I don't know, because both of them have an
Mortal
uphill
Kombat
battle.
for me. It's Mortal Kombat for me, especially with friggin'
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. Come on, baby.
But I don't know, because like a lot of people hated the first Mortal Kombat, so that has an uphill battle, and it got delayed, so that has an uphill battle. But Street Fighter,
again, I like movies that know what they are. They knew it was a crap film. It was a cash grab. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to Mortal
such
Kombat
big
2.
stars like Noah Centineo and 50 Cent. Okay.
Excuse me. 50 Cent doesn't need to do anything. He has so much money. He doesn't even have to.
No, it's just like weird that 50 Cent is going to be in a Street Fighter movie. Like,
I mean, clearly he likes Street Fighter. It was like one of the only games I ever played on my little Tiger handheld. So.
Oh God, you had Tiger handheld. I'm so sorry.
Sure did. That and Paperboy, and then we switched to the Game Boy, black and white Game Boy. The
couldn't
big
get real games, so you had to settle for the Tiger shit.
Y'all don't get real like that. Listen, we didn't have money for freaking games like that, dude. Come on now, that shit was expensive.
But I will say I'm more excited for Mortal Kombat 2 because I was blown away by that trailer. I wanted to watch the first one, but everyone was like, "This movie's dog shit," and Cole Young deserves to die. So I'm like, okay. Oh my God, like my entire group chat, like whenever Street Fighter whenever Mortal Kombat's brought up, they're like, "Oh my God, Cole Young needs to fucking die. I hope they fucking murder and decapitate that motherfucker." Is he a
bad person?
Apparently Cole Young sucks. Like that's the only thing I know.
I was gonna say I didn't mind him in the film, but okay.
I don't know, because like I think the main, I know one of the bigger reasons was like he's an original character and they don't because my friends talk about it. They tell me about it. What? Paperboy in terms of high school. What? I don't know what that means.
He's talking about Paperboy on the Tiger, babe. He wants to know what my high score is. My love, that was
Oh,
30
he said
years
high
ago.
school. I was like so
30
confused.
years ago, my love. I promise you, I do not know. I do not know.
There we go. That's what I was gonna say, but then we got into Paperboy. Yes, he was an original character made for the film, and
Okay.
everyone thought that was a very dumb idea, and how like his story and like being the chosen one, like he took over the movie and they didn't really yes.
I enjoyed it.
Exactly. Perfectly said. In terms of poor Louis Tan, because the dude's a great actor, amazing fighter, but like yeah, they didn't full time. Apparently it's getting a season 2. Apparently the paper, but one day before its series premiere on Peacock, it is renewed for season 2.
Yep.
How? I don't know. Maybe it's secretly the greatest thing ever. I'm not going to be watching it, but like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. The
I
trailer looks
want to
not
check it out.
good.
I want to give it a chance, but so far I'm not impressed with any of the snippets that I've seen. I don't think they're marketing this very well at all. I don't know, but I did sign into my Peacock account and add it to my list, so maybe one day I'll check it out.
But no, paper is not out yet. It's premiering
26th.
tomorrow.
I'm sorry, the 6th
On Peacock, so
5th,
that's where you
5th.
want to.
I don't know what I'm thinking about.
They got that. You are right, Dan. They got that Comcast money. Yeah, but well, all the episodes are going to be released tomorrow. So if you want to binge something, you can binge the paper. So
I'm binging the studio right now, so they'll get me when they get me.
Nice, but moving on to better things. It's just like, can Tom Holland like just be the producer of the Spider-Man movies at this point? This man knows,
he probably is.
Well, I mean, he's like an executive producer. That doesn't mean anything. Like executive producer means diddly squat. It's just a way to give actors a raise without like giving them a raise.
Yeah.
But Tom Holland apparently scoured the internet to understand what fans want in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I appreciate that.
Now they probably threw out all of his ideas because they were like, "Hey, you just read the line, so shut the fuck up, bitch," and like just tossed him out. I thought it was coming in tomorrow. Okay, maybe the paper's out today. Okay, fuck me then. Thanks, Dan, for making me seem like an idiot. Whatever. Anyway, but apparently, you know, Tom Holland is being our it just goes to show that like the terribleness of those first 2 movies were never his fault, and we love and appreciate this boy because God knows No Way Home, they definitely brought me back. And you know, The Pit, that's another one I need to watch. But yeah, this does make me excited. But at the same time, like I like, because I remember, here's the thing I remember, and this is a small thing, but it's still something, how during the filming of Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal specifically wanted to put on a mid-Atlantic accent for the character to fit in the time of the 60s. And then like Kevin Feige was like, no. Doing something interesting? No, we don't do that here. And he's like, he had to specifically work with a dialect coach to go back to his normal accent so that he doesn't stray too far from the brand they want of Pedro Pascal being Mr. Fantastic. It's like, there is the Cary Grant cut of Fantastic Four out there, and God knows I want it.
But again, to be fair, you know, we're dealing with a different universe, a different world. So like, while Pedro feels that that's what fits the 60s for us, that may not be what was going on in that universe. So like, I don't hate either gentleman's sentiment there, but I can understand both sides.
Yeah. John Woodworth last you. Spider-Man movies, in my opinion, is the multiverse to me. Spider-Man should be street level all the way. Yeah, I agree. 100%. And hopefully that's what we are partially getting with this. I mean, I'm not going to bring my hopes up or anything because, you know, we're getting Punisher, we're getting Hulk, We're getting like apparently maybe Black Widow, and it's just like, could we just have Spider-Man just fighting like fucking like Mr. Negative and Scorpion and like boom, call it a day? Why do we gotta fucking add all like Punisher is like, I'll give you Punisher because they've had interactions before. They're both street level. I don't know. I hope
well,
so.
he definitely had a hand in the new suit. He was, and they say so in this article too, that he had a big part in working with them on the designing the suit. So.
It's clear that Tom Holland knows the character in and out and wants to make sure that it's good for the people and what we want. So I appreciate that. It just, I don't trust Marvel executives. And you know, it's like, I remember that like Iron Man 2 was another one. Mickey Rourke wanted to do like a lot of interesting things with the character, and all of it was on the cutting room floor, or how he wanted to only speak Russian because he was, you know, Russian in the movie. So he's like, well, can I just speak Russian? And he like learned Russian for the part. And they're like, shut up and say the lines, Mickey. And he's like,
but again, you also have to consider the individual. Did he say it in a professional and thoughtful and considerate way, or did he say it in a Mickey Rourke fuck yourself way and alienated
I
people
don't know.
made them
Who
not want to
knows?
work with him? You know what I
I'm
mean?
just saying, like, a lot of interesting bits were probably on the cutting room floor for that movie, and that's kind of a shame because that movie needed some creative input rather than just being an Avengers commercial. But you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But we talked about that 2 days ago on Tier List Tuesday. So if you want to know more about that, check it out. It has very low views, guys. So please check out Tier List Tuesday. Anyway,
And here I was gonna say, good callback, John. Jeez.
Anyway, but thank you, Tom Holland, for caring about the character, because God knows Marvel doesn't. Anyway, Scrubs. We were talking about Scrubs yesterday because they added another original cast member, and then Platoon alum John C. McGinley is coming back as Dr. Cox in Scrubs. I mean, yeah, like, if he didn't come back, I'm sure like half the people wouldn't watch the show. He was like from the episodes I've seen a couple. He's like the best part. Like he's like easily the best part of the show. So yeah. Hell
he
yeah.
would have been a good Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I know he had his own show for a while that was kind of like an Ash versus the Evil Dead kind of ripoff. I think it was like Stan versus Evil or something like that. I heard good things about that, and that got unceremoniously canceled. But yeah, great stuff for all you Scrubs fans out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, easily one of the best parts of but better than Zach Braff. He was the real star. No, I'm just kidding. But good stuff. But apparently, we're going into AI today. I know, AI slop. Woohoo! But Warner Brothers is joining the journey to sue Midjourney for stealing likenesses to their characters to create AI slop. The only time in the universe where anybody is going to be rooting for the corporations, because, yeah, kind of agree on this one. AI slop needs to get the fuck out of here. So I agree, and thanks, Warner Brothers. The one time Warner Brothers doesn't suck. So thoughts on this, Liz?
I mean, unfortunately, this is a beast that's not going to go away. It certainly isn't going to go quietly. We're going to talk about it a little later with in some other context as well, but I'm glad that studios are cracking down on this. I'm glad they're not taking it lightly. I mean, granted, they're also part of the problem because they're the ones that are looking to use it for their own future projects. But,
right.
You know, it's really important to stand up for artists' rights. I don't know if we have the shot of it, but I'm sure people have heard Dragon Con was last month, and a vendor was there trying to sell AI created art. And the fans, the other vendors said, absolutely not. That's illegal. Dragon Con tried to remove that vendor, but they said, no, we've paid our fee to be here. We've set up our booth. We've brought all our merch. And actually the police were called and removed the individual because they said, we're not doing that. Like, you're essentially selling bootleg items here, and we're not having it. It's not going to fly in Atlanta. So thankfully everybody, stood up to that guy, did the right thing, stood up for the artist, stood up for the other vendors that were there. But we're going to continue to see stories like this. on, on every scale imaginable, big scale, small scale, in Hollywood with, individual vendors at random conventions. It's just something that we're going to have to live with, and figure out how to manage.
Yep, I agree, and it's gonna be a slippery slope in terms of this, but we're not totally done. Like obviously, this is the whole thing. We're going to be talking about AI a little bit later, but yeah, this is just kind of another thing in regards to like Warner Brothers Discovery suing Midjourney. I think like Universal and um you know Disney was the other one. Disney and Universal, the trifecta,
Yeah.
coming in and suing Midjourney for their bullshit. But yeah, yes,
Yeah, there it is. Thank you.
thanks, Dan. But
Thanks, Dan.
then copyright. Yes, that is true. That is true. 100%. Yep. Um, but yeah. Now we move on to the trailer portion of the show. The first one that I'm definitely interested. I know Liz will be interested in because she's a white girl and white girls love their true crime. So this is
I was gonna refute you, but I literally just watched 2 documentaries about true crime today. So fine.
hey, I'm
Fine.
sorry. It's just a
I will-
stereotype now.
In my defense, one actually took place in my hometown when I was younger, so that's why. But you are correct. But I don't know that I'm going to be watching this. This is
to like 400 true crime podcasts.
but this is a little too creepy for me. Like I didn't watch the I haven't watched the Menendez brothers yet. I will not watch the Dahmer. I don't think I'm going to be watching this
Thank
one.
you.
So it's just
Monique,
a little
true
too
crime, yes, please. But yeah, Charlie Hunnam in that trailer, like, damn, who knew he could act? I'm just kidding. Like, I don't know. I never watched Sons of Anarchy, so who knows? But yeah, I just think I just think this actually looks. I don't really dig the whole Ryan Murphy thing. Like, I never watched Dahmer. I never watched the minute. Like, I never watched American Horror Story. I know that's not true crime, but that's also by Ryan Murphy. I never watched American Crime Story. I never watched pretty much any of his stuff. But yeah, I just think this looked insanely good. I like how it's getting people in because I mentioned Silence of the Lambs before. Well, Ed Gein, they mentioned in the trailer, his whole thing, what he did inspired Psycho, inspired Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and inspired Silence of the Lambs. Psycho with the whole like killing his mother and like keeping her corpse around. Texas Chainsaw Massacre with like wearing like masks out of skin and
wearing skin
and
suits
being a
stuff,
transvestite, that kind of thing. And Silence of the Lambs also transvestite stuff, but also like having stuff in his house made of human skin and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's definitely looks creepy. Charlie Hunnam looks like he's going to be doing a really good job with this.
Did you hear his voice in the trailer? Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, the dude, like the fact that he's British and he's putting on not only an American accent, but like specifically that, like how he Gein talked is also very interesting. I might give this a watch. Like this genuinely looks very good. And
go
Charlie
ahead and
Hunnam
let
looks
me
like he's
know. I will
doing.
not be checking this out.
I do also love the posters they did, where it was like referencing, those 3 films. So yeah, it I just think I think this looks really good, and I was definitely entranced by this. They also like reference like the opening shot of the trailer is a reference to Psycho of like Norman Bates looking up at the house, and then there was so that they kind of do that in the beginning of the trailer. So I liked that as well. But not the only trailer that we'll be talking about today. Liz, hey, look, Bollywood stuff. But I'm not gonna on Anurag Kashyap's Amazon MGM Studios film Nishanchi unveils a trailer what were your thoughts on this, Liz? I wanted to include this just for you because I know how much you love Bollywood stuff. So
Well, I apologize. I appreciate that you did that, but this is one that I did not actually get to. I did not see
oh
this
no, I'm
trailer.
so sorry.
But if it comes to my theater, I will make the time for it. I will see it. We haven't had a lot of Bollywood releases lately, so I'm definitely going to be looking out for this one faux show.
Okay. Well, maybe Dan also liked the trailer. I'm sure he did. Also because I know because like I swear, like after we get done with these shows and whenever there's like a Bollywood thing, these two can like go on for like like 20 minutes talking about Bollywood stuff. So, then that's fine.
So
I'm not
good.
saying
It's
that's a
all
bad thing. I'm
good,
just
man.
saying like I haven't
I just love
had a
it.
ton of experience watching Bollywood films.
Yeah.
So I just can't like get into the conversation
Yeah,
about her.
I love it, and I lean on Dan a lot because there's Telugu and there's Hindi and there's a lot of
Like
different ones that don't
idiosyncrasies between in
necessarily
that
fall under the
industry.
Bollywood umbrella. So I'm always like I always kind of like check in with Dan because he's better about differentiating the origins of things, and I'm just there for the experience. It's a good time.
But yeah, hope people enjoy this one. But next up is an Anne Rice addition to the whole her universe still going on after her death. Talamasca, the Secret Order trailer, teases new spy-inspired entry in Anne Rice's immortal universe, the third series in AMC's franchise, premiering October 26th, so later on next month. Will feature Jason Schwartzman, crazy, alongside Anne Rice's interview with the vampire stars Eric Bogosian and Justin Kirk. So, do you watch? Honestly, hey, you know what, Dan? You can't make fun of anyone because you're one of the 5 subscribers to fucking MGM Plus, so don't even go there.
That's fair. That's fair. He's got you on that one, Dan.
But yeah, I don't know if you have Interview with the Vampire on your list.
I do not. I have no interest in that show. I adored the film. I saw that movie when I was 13 years old, and some of my family members did not approve, but I loved the original film. So I didn't have any interest in checking out the show. But for the most part, I like the stuff that has come out from Anne Rice, with the exception of some of her like weird 50 Shades, really fucked up stories. But yeah, so I might check this out. We'll see.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, looking interesting. This is it me or does this dude look like a discount Eddie Redmayne, like from the side profile a little bit?
I would say he's more like kind of like a Michael Cera type.
Yeah, a little bit.
Who's the other one that was in Social Network? Eisenberg. He's like Michael Cera,
Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg combo.
Yeah, like neurotic dweeby white dude.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? What? Anyway, but this is the one I fucking cried at this trailer. But Ryan Reynolds released on his channel that the John Candy documentary, which is being helmed by Tom Hanks' son Colin Hanks. John Candy, I Like Me, pretty much a documentary about the life of John Candy, how he started with like Second City to later on in his life. Yeah, other than his stupid face, but I'm not gonna emotionally recover from this. Like, I feel like documentaries continually make me cry. Like Batman and Bill absolutely fucking wrecked me, and that is the most times a movie has made me cry. I mean, Superman the Christopher Reeve story, fucking bawling by the end of that, and I'm probably gonna cry at the end of this because John Candy was one of a kind, and I'm glad that one of the few good things that Ryan Reynolds can do in his modern career can give respect and tribute to one of the greatest comedians that's ever lived. So it's going to be a bittersweet watch, but I'm sure it's going to be an interesting watch. And I don't know if Colin Hanks has done other documentaries, or I don't know if this is like his debut, but yeah, yeah, he just Yeah, absolutely a legend in every facet of the word. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, Liz, but
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing this. I love John Candy as well. I'm reorganizing my house while I'm on vacation, and I just came across my DVD of Uncle Buck. So it's always a good time, and everybody knows some of the stories that we've already heard about how he did, his scenes in Home Alone completely free, just the one day that he had available, and it's just. Well, another one that's just been gone way too soon, and unfortunately now there's a whole generation that has no idea who he is and what he
well,
means to
hopefully
people.
this
So hopefully, yeah, I'm hoping that this,
bring highlighting
yeah,
to his grave.
yeah.
Poka. Anyway, maybe if I didn't have the beard and wore a toupee, I can like be a good John Candy. But but yeah, this is gonna be very good, but very, very sad. So, yeah. Um, congrats to you guys. And now, Dan, keep the boner down for like a hot sec because we're
Ah,
gonna be
believe
talking
in the
about it slow
bulge. Come
horses.
on.
Just like Dan, just like hold it in, like just calm down. I'm just saying, just calm down a bit. But Slow Horses season 5, one of the few streaming shows that has a consistent schedule. That and Only Murders in the Building, I think, are the only two that have like a consistent schedule. Because the main people don't do anything else. Because like Gary Oldman's like, I like doing this. I'm gonna stick to doing this. I don't know why I sounded like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan there, but sure. I don't watch the show. My parents watch the show. Okay, so they shoot 2 seasons in Paris. Gotcha. But yeah, I've heard nothing but amazing things about the show. My parents love the show. Dan is the super fan. He's probably the biggest. I'm your number one fan. 100% Dan when it comes to Slow Horses. But I don't know why, but I kept thinking that Slow Horses was like on like Amazon Prime or Hulu. I don't know why. I was
Apple.
like, yeah, nope, it's on Apple. It's one of the many prestigious dramas of Apple. One of the best amazing things of Apple. So yeah, add it to the list. Heard great things about it. But yeah, Slow Horses, great show, and it seems like they're gonna be in trouble. I don't even know what the fuck the show's about, but like, I hope that you guys get another good season out of it, and Gary Oldman could still bring his A game like he usually does. So yeah, is this on the list? The very long list, Liz?
It is not. The list is just getting longer, but yes, it is on the list as well.
Although Monique disagrees with you, Dan, that Henry Cavill should be James Bond, but
I don't think
it's about MI5 agents. Gotcha. Yash locking it in and watching it again. So yeah, saying it's so hard to get into and watch it. Yeah, that's definitely the case. Like I remember, like there were certain shows where I kept watching it, hoping it would be better, but then it just didn't. Oh God.
Fifth Element, bro. Come on. What are you talking about? Fifth Element.
I mean, I'm partial to the Harry Potter movies because I grew up with those. Those were like my first
dude.
introduction to Gary Oldman, probably. I mean, great in the Dark Knight movies, of course. That is true, M2G, that is true. Oh God, I would have to go through his filmography because
Fifth Element, baby. Fifth Element.
Never seen it.
The fuck, John? The
Never
fuck
seen
did you
it.
just say to me?
It's on the list. It's on my list.
John, I don't want to talk to you again until you've seen it. So if you guys want me back on the show next week, John needs to watch The Fifth Element. Are you fucking with me, John?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
John.
I'm sorry.
Literally just talked about it on my podcast. It's in my top 5. It's one
of
those,
yeah,
like,
he was the villain in Air Force One. I love that
when
movie.
It's on, you're watching it. What are you? I can't. Anyway, moving along.
Anyway, but Gary Oldman, man, the
Thank you,
dude,
Monique.
like, I'm looking at his fucking, like, yeah, goddamn, like, his fucking. You know what? I'll go with Kung Fu Panda 2. That's my favorite. Boom. There we go. Honestly, he was great as Lord Shen. Like that, he was great in
He's
that
great.
movie, and that was a great movie.
He's like Willem Dafoe. He doesn't fucking miss, man.
Yeah. No,
He
he's
eats
just,
and
well,
leaves no
I
crumbs.
mean, he's had some. He in himself is not bad, but he's had some stickers. He's in the RoboCop remake. You know, I'm just saying, Hitman's Bodyguard.
And he gave it his all in those. So
yeah, but you know,
don't hate the player, hate the game, son.
Yes. Anyway, but yeah, that is it for the news portion of the show, guys. We gotta be quicker. I think we definitely have to be much quicker. There we go. I don't know why that didn't work. Anyway, quick hit time. It's time. It's quick hit time. But next up, for the first quick hit, Emmy-winning Indian comedian Verdas, I don't know who that is, sets Lincoln Center Theater residency. All I'm thinking about is the jokes. Not familiar with this gentleman. I'm sure he's very funny. God knows if he's like setting Lincoln Center Theater as his residency, then boom, he's probably fantastic. So, Liz, you seem rather excited.
Yeah.
Do you like Verdas?
I do. I've seen a couple of his reels and clips, so I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully, it's like a special that they're going to release to streaming somewhere. So I'm really happy for him. And hey, if he's got a residency, maybe I'll be able to go check him out. So
yeah, congrats to him. I don't know who you are, man, but congrats. Next up, Chainsaw Man manga creator Tetsuki Fujimoto's early works get Prime Video anime anthology. So they are apparently going to adapt 8 of his short stories from the from his very, very early bibliography. I don't know if you've read anything or seen anything from Fujimoto, but could be very exciting, could be a good watch. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not a big anime person, so I will not be seeing this, but good for them. I hope they do well.
Yeah, same here. But next up, Dreams of a Life filmmaker Carol Morley set to direct adaptation of her own novel 7 Miles Out. Thoughts?
Also, good for her. Very exciting.
Cool. But the final season of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot that nobody asked for is setting its 4th and final season release date at Peacock. Apparently it's gonna be, coming in much later this year or next year. So I don't think it says a specific date here, but there it is, November 24th. I was looking for it, couldn't find it. Anyway, but yes, the show got canceled, or it just announced that it was going to end with season 4. I forget which one it was specifically, but congrats, I guess. But I didn't even know it got 4 seasons. I thought it got canceled.
I didn't know it was still a thing. I haven't heard fuck all about this show. So all right, good for them, I guess. But okay. Well, you want to talk about moving on, Dan? We didn't even know this was still a show. So
yeah. So
all right.
Cool. I guess. Congrats, but whatever. Anyway, Cape Fear TV adaptation at Apple casts Ron Perlman, Ted Levine, and speaking of Silence of the Lambs, and Margarita Levivia. So it got two previous attempts, adaptations in the 60s and the 90s, the latter by Martin Scorsese. But it's we don't know their roles just yet, but apparently along with them, Javier Bardem, Amy Adams, and Patrick Wilson, CCH Pounder. Just a lot of great people in the show. I might have to give this a watch, even though it's probably not even close to being as good as either of the 2 films before it. So, yeah.
That's a good point, Monique. That's a good point.
But yeah, thoughts on this?
I mean, y'all know I love Ron Perlman. My selfie with him is in this pile somewhere.
Ted Levine still getting work, so he's probably playing.
We just talked about Silence of the Lambs, about Ted Levine, so yeah.
He's probably going to be playing like a fucking cop in this, because that's like his typecast now. Is like he always plays a cop. So whatever it is, yeah. Captain Stottlemyre, anybody? No, it's just me. Okay. But yeah, this looks like it could be good. But moving on to the fucking Sheridan verse, we got Ed Harris joining the Dutton Ranch Yellowstone spinoff, which we just talked about a couple weeks ago. Annette Bening is attached to this now. So thoughts?
I mean, I love Ed Harris. Yellowstone's on the list, but now it's just expanding. I have no idea when I'm going to get to it, but it's on the list. Good for you, Ed.
Yes. Beauty and the Beast, and they changed it because it was like, oh no, he is beautiful. He's beautiful on the inside. He doesn't need to change back because he accepts himself.
He was a good-looking beast too, to be fair. So
I'm sure it started a lot of people's furry journeys.
Yeah.
That and well, probably the original and God knows what else. But yeah, I think I think that's great for him, and he's not the only one. But Kurt Russell's joining an entirely different Yellowstone spinoff,
love you, Kurt.
The Madison.
Love you, Kurt.
So Kurt Russell and Ed Harris doing mighty well for themselves in the Sheridan verse. So thoughts on this?
I'm pumped about it. Good for him.
Do you watch any of the Yellowstone shows? Have you tried to watch any of them?
It's on the list. I want to. Well, when it first dropped, you had to be subscribed to all that, and they were really gatekeeping the show. It was really hard to stream. But now it's more readily available, and it is on the list. So one of these days I will get to it. I really
Which
do want
show?
to get to
There's
Yellowstone.
like 7.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm gonna start with the original. I'm gonna start with Yellowstone, and then if it holds my attention, I'll get to the spinoffs eventually.
Be forewarned, it's essentially a cowboy soap opera. So
yeah, I know. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You haven't seen what my romance novels are about, John. That's pretty much what my romance novels are. So.
I didn't know you were a romance novel fan. That makes sense. But I remember my parents, they watched 2 episodes. They're like, this is dog shit. we're not gonna watch this. But it's funny because they got into 1923 because Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford were in it. So like, oh, we watched this, and then they watched that, but they haven't watched anything else.
Yeah.
So honestly, you're not wrong. But yeah, congrats to Kurt Russell's. But speaking of a good segue, Ice Road Truckers returning to History Channel after 8 years off the air. So guys, if you need your Ice Road Trucker fix, then by all means get pumped, because Ice Road Truckers is back after almost a decade off the air. Thoughts, Liz?
I've seen clips of it. I don't care for the show. That's not my type of programming. But hey, good for them, and hopefully they pay the people accordingly. Stop it, Dan. I told you I'm watching the studio. You're totally fucking with me in my relationship with Seth Rogen. You need to cut it out.
Anyway, but they're not the only ones that are back. Radiohead is apparently coming back. They're announcing a tour with 4 London dates as fans freak out over first stage comeback in 7 years. So anybody watching across the pond, get pumped for that. And any Radiohead fans, thoughts on this, Liz? Do you like Radiohead? Do you hate
I think
Radiohead?
it's cool. I read the article and they had just randomly decided to start kind of playing together again and said, hey, this is really fun. Let's go back on the road. So I think it's really sweet and good for them and good for Radiohead fans.
Same. More AI slop. Google hires filmmaker in residence as it seeks wider adoption of Flow AI video tool. Filmmaker and creative director Henry Dobrez will join Google Labs to create new content, help shape the Flow product, and lead Flow sessions with other filmmakers. Liz, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't care.
Great. But they're not the only ones that have a weird opinion on AI. Reese Witherspoon says women need to be involved in AI because it's the future of filmmaking. You can lament it all you want, but the change is here. She's been receiving a lot of flack for this online, a lot of hate. deservedly so.
Well, I think
but-
it was just a bad turn of phrase. Like she should be backing up all the other creatives and saying, we don't like it, we need regulation, we need, to protect ourselves, we need to protect the writers, the creatives, the artists. But instead she was just like, it's here, it's not going any. And that's just, it wasn't the right move for her to, I mean, again, I think she agrees with everybody that it's a problem, but she needs to vocalize that a little better.
That is true. I don't know why women specifically, but
well, again, I think because she has her own production company, she's trying to promote women, creative women and their projects. So I think again she's saying we need to kind of be on the forefront of this. We know it's coming, so if women want to be a part of this and not get pushed to the side like they have been historically throughout any portion of Hollywood, she's kind of telling women like they need to empower themselves and start embracing it. But again, that's not the sentiment the majority of people in Hollywood have right now. So she's kind of on the wrong side of history with this one. But I think it's another situation where she said the wrong thing and should have been a little more forthcoming about how she really feels.
Right. Just a weird take. Very weird, but we all make mistakes. Anywho, but new VistaVision featurette for Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another film. So you could, just a quick thing, you can check this out on YouTube. Just a whole featurette on the making of this film with the whole VistaVision thing. So if you're interested in that, then go check it out. But I'm relatively excited for the movie. It looks interesting. Yeah. But yeah, thoughts on this? I'm
really looking forward to it too. So can't wait.
I mean, to be fair, but
any chance you get to drag Leo, why
Paul
not?
Thomas Anderson movies don't really make money. They're more like critical darlings. So I don't know why. I mean, it's not like a huge movie or anything. So yeah, honestly, same here. But yeah. Next up, Sarah Michelle Gellar teases how Buffy reboot is honoring the show's original DNA by cutting out the original creator. Sure. But I mean, I'm happy for Buffy fans if they think this is great and want to watch it. Awesome. But I've known a split. Some people are like, oh, this is going to be great. But some people are like, this is going to be complete dog shit. So wherever side you fall on, I hope you enjoy what you want to enjoy. Although, funnily enough, I literally just watched a movie with Nicholas Brendan today, so nice. I found that was very amusing. So we're talking Buffy and I watched. It's a film called Coherence. It was like a no budget horror flick, very well done.
I'm looking forward to. I'm trying to be optimistic. The fact that Sarah has held off for so long on doing any type of a remake. She doesn't come to Comic-Cons, the fact that she's tried to really remove herself from the show at all, and now she's pretty much all in, makes me very, very hopeful.
That money.
So,
she wants the money.
She really doesn't need it.
Reboots are huge now. Going back to the original.
She and Freddie Prinze are doing okay, but the fact that she's all in makes me really hopeful. So, yay.
But yeah. But on toes, what?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, Tony. Yay, Monique, you and I, best friends.
Very nice. But next up, Jared Harris and Joe Pantoliano join Violent Night 2. Jared Harris. Wow, that's a name I didn't think. I mean, I still think he should have been Dumbledore in the Harry Potter show. It would have made perfect sense.
100%.
But I'm getting pumped for this. I mean, Joe Pantoliano is essentially John Leguizamo, but from Temu, so it kind of
how
works.
I feel about Violent Night. I am so excited.
Yeah, Violent Night was great. I was like the only one of my friend group that actually liked this movie. So everyone was
I paid money for that to stream that fucker. I could not wait. I saw it in theaters. Couldn't wait. I had to watch it Christmas Day on streaming. I don't care. I love Violent Night. Joey Pants. Jared Harris would actually be a really good Mad Eye Moody too. Actually, he would probably be better for that role. But again, hopefully, I'm meeting Joey Pants this year. You guys think happy thoughts for me, so I'm pumped. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, Jared Harris. I mean, Joe Pantoliano, he was in the OG Daredevil, so that's where my mind always goes with him. But Jared Harris, that man is a fucking absolutely amazing. Yeah, I would say honestly, I would kind of say Jared Harris is underrated. I feel like he doesn't
100%.
get as much spotlight as a lot of other like top.
But he was
British
in all the
actors.
Resident Evil movies, John. So
maybe
saying.
that's why he hasn't reached top tier, like Gary Oldman or something like
But
that.
he's in a couple streamers right now. Yeah, the Foundation. Thank you. Yep, he's in the Foundation right now. So I mean, he's
on the list.
It is on the list. Yes.
Okay. We're not even talking about DC stuff right now, Dan, but sure. No.
Nelson.
Violent Night is definitely not a family film. No, it's a Christmas film, but
I mean, the story is, but it is not safe for work or children. No, sir.
I mean, there's the orgies, but it's definitely very violent. Hence the name.
Very violent. Watch the trailer. So good.
Good time.
And funnily enough, because you mentioned John Leguizamo, I did meet him, so now I'm going to meet Joey Pants. Yay.
Yes. But Tracy Morgan, the neighborhood spinoff Crutch, starring the man, gets Paramount Plus premiere date crossover set. Apparently, for all you Crutch neighborhood fans. November 3rd that's where it's coming to Paramount Plus. So get pumped for that. Thoughts?
I've never watched The Neighborhood, but I do really like Tracy Morgan. I think his delivery is pretty great. His timing's awesome. So maybe I'll give it a watch. I'm not going to add it to the list. If I see it, I see it. Right.
Then a little bit of sad news. Jordan Peele's next movie after Nope removed 2026 release by Universal. This was a movie that was supposed to come out, I think, last year, but it got delayed to 2026, and now it got removed from the schedule entirely. So I think Jordan Peele is just, after Nope, he's just going to kind of be focusing on producing. His next producing effort, Him, is coming out later this year. So get pumped for that, because that looks really, really good. So it's a shame that that he's, whether it's like on purpose or by accident, I don't know if he's like Matt Reeves, where it's just like he's taking a lot of time and they have to remove from the schedule, or he's just not interested, or if he just wants to, as I said, focus on producing. I don't know. Shame, because I think all three of his films are great. I liked Get Out, not as much as everyone else did. I loved Us. I thought Us was fantastic. Yeah. And Nope was pretty great. So,
Nope's my favorite of the three. Yeah.
But I think it's kind of a shame, but we'll see. Maybe, hopefully, we'll be getting something soon from him, because, such a talent. So I hope he doesn't stop after 3. But then another big news. Now, speaking to actual family-friendly
2 years
things,
away. I don't know.
Bluey movie. Apparently, Bluey movie is going to get a August 2027 release date. What are your thoughts on this, Liz? Are you a big fan of Bluey?
I mean, I've actually never seen an episode of Bluey, but I understand it's really great. It puts a lot of good stuff out into the world, so I'm happy for it. I'm happy for the kiddos that enjoy it. I'll see it. I'll see the movie. But again, the fact that we're talking about 2 years from now, like I get annoyed when we're talking about projects that are over a year away, but good for them, I guess. Let's hope it sticks to the timeline. So
honestly, I could see that happening. Honestly, straight up.
For sure. This is worldwide. Come on. Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. But we have one more thing. Apparently,
Jack is
yet
back,
another
baby!
24 revival gets an exciting update from the man himself. Something has been written. What are your thoughts on this, Liz? Would you try to go out of your way to watch this one?
I sure will. I texted my mother immediately. I said, Jack is back, Mom. Can't wait. 24 was a big
actually
deal
wanted to get into the show way after it ended, because I'm like, oh, this looks like a good show. And then I rented it from the video store, like straight up showing my age there. And I started watching it on DVD, and then the video store closed. So I couldn't rent the rest of the show, so I just ended up never watching it. Because again, this was all before streaming. So, before streaming was fucking everywhere, and there were like 7 million to choose from. But I know the last revival I heard was not very good. Like there was a mini series that took place in London, I think, that was not very good. But yeah. But yeah, I think I hope 24 fans are happy.
It changed the way prime time, it really set a precedent that really we haven't gotten back to. I'm really pumped about it. And I've met Kiefer, lovely man, so I hope nothing but the best for the guy. So hooray. Very exciting.
But that's it, guys. That's it for quick.
Yes, so the pit. Like, I have made that comparison in the past.
I wouldn't be shocked if the producers of like the people who produced 24 were like, hey, people are interested in real-time stuff again. Let's bring back 24.
Yeah, no, but I did make that comparison in the past that the pit had the same format as 24.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome. And that's it for the news side of the show. Obviously, we are going to be going into DCU Daily. We're going to be talking about Peacemaker, so get excited for that. But we do have a couple more DC stories for you guys to get pumped about, but we are going to be getting into Peacemaker immediately, so you guys don't have to wait any longer. And with that, we're blessed from the start, damn it. Let's get into Peacemaker.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in the stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka hunka!
Good Lord.
Welcome back to DCU Daily, guys. We are back into the DC side of things. Let's get pumped for this. But hold on, there we go. Lovely. But I'm your host, John. Very nice to see all of you again. Wonderful. Got to do all the things. Yes. Anyway. Liz also here. Hello. Anyway, but what are we excited to talk about, Liz?
I mean, I think you know.
I think we know. We're talking.
Oh damn.
We're talking Peacemaker. We're talking Peacemaker. We got a lot of things doubling down on that theory I had.
Put that spoiler banner up there, people.
Because we are going to be talking about spoilers. So if you have not seen the newest episode of Peacemaker, which I can't imagine you have because it's still very, very new, keep that in mind. We are going to be getting into it this episode. So just keep in mind, very much spoilers.
And anyway. I did it again, right off the bat.
Boom. Liz, let's get into your thoughts. Peacemaker, episode 3 of the second season. So, Jordan, I would say, please leave. Anyone who wants to watch the episode and doesn't want to get spoiled, please leave now.
Galen, bless you.
It will be ruined.
And to answer your question, Tony, I was Moki in 5th grade for Halloween. No, when I was 5 in kindergarten for Halloween, I was Moki. So that's my favorite Fraggle. Hi, Jalen. Anyway, yeah. So Jordan, leave, buddy. We don't want to spoil things. But as we have seen throughout this episode, Peacemaker spent pretty much the entire episode in the alternate dimension. And there was ne'er a brown person in sight. We also discover that there is a terrorist group in that dimension called the Sons of Liberty or Sons for Liberty, right, John?
Yep.
So again, further leading us to believe that John's theory is absolutely correct.
Well, to be fair, it's not my theory. I can't take credit for it. I was the messenger of the theory. It's a person I was talking to on Discord. It's their theory. I am but the messenger. I can't take credit for it. I
Right.
do want to reiterate that because
That's fair.
unlike Amy Schumer, I don't steal other people's content. So,
Oh, goodness sakes. But right off the bat, we find out that Harcourt and Rick Flag Jr. had a relationship prior to the gentleman's demise. That's why she's a little standoffish with Peacemaker. Can't get there, and he again still doesn't know about that relationship. Doesn't know that she has this past with him. Is still trying to get her to like him, to be friends with him, and he can't get over the fact that like here there's this awesome gal and she just won't open up to him. She won't like him. She won't let him in. But we now all know why. So, yeesh. John, what do you have to say? What do you think?
I think this is probably the best episode of the season so far. Not like that's saying much. We're only 3
Jalen said the
episodes in there.
same. Yep. Episode 3.
But I think it had like the perfect. So the theory I had, we'll just get into this before my thoughts real quick because Critrix Media. It looks like you're new. Hello, welcome to the channel. Glad that you're watching. So the theory I had, that I got from somebody else that I'm talking about here is the fact that there has to be something by the end of the season for Chris to realize that, like, hey, I can't stay on this world and has to go back to his own universe. Obviously, he can't stay on the perfect world. He has to face his trauma and go back to where he came from. So I think the ultimate push is the fact to realize that that he's going to realize that this world might seem perfect, but in actuality is a world that where the Nazis won World War II. Hence why there's next to no people of color on the supposed perfect Earth. That's why, oh, okay. Sorry about that, but nice to see you, Manos. But that's okay. That's okay. Caleb changed his a couple times, and I think Elite Easy changed theirs too. So so that was the theory that the Nazis won World War II and have like taken control of America post World War II. And that's why like White Dragon, even though he's not White Dragon, and Keith and all those people are like operating okay, and they seem to be like okay, is because he was openly racist, and now it's like kind of okay to be that on this earth because of the whole white supremacy thing, so the master race and all that stuff. So that's the theory that I got from this other person that I agree with, and pretty much everyone on this server were like, yeah, it seems like this episode really confirms that.
Yeah.
Everyone, Liz noticed it. Another person on the server noticed it, where they were like, there are no people of color in the crowds. It's pretty much all
well, it's
people.
and I was purposely looking for that because
Right.
again, I do agree with this theory, and I wanted to see if it held water. So I was like, all right, let's check this out. And again, maybe it's because we have so many diverse people in the core cast, in the ensemble in this other universe, but I saw one brown individual and we only saw them from behind. So I think it was actually just an extra that they threw in there that maybe they didn't want us to realize that they were of a different race. But it's looking more and more likely like the Nazis have won in this universe. Again, it harkens back to Hydra for me with Marvel. So right. I'm still on board with this theory.
I was actually slightly aware of this. Sons of Liberty is based on something from the comics. I think Agent Liberty from Supergirl had like the Sons of Liberty like terrorist group, but it is based on something from the comics. It was created by Jerry Ordway. And they were the team of Agent Liberty, and they were a right-wing extremist group, but it seems like they're being repurposed here as sort of a remembrance of like because they were saying it throughout the episode they were going to blow up this building, like, oh, we're the Sons of Liberty, we got to get rid of this corrupt government, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and
Now
they,
that
they
could
specifically
be
said they're targeting only federal buildings.
yes.
Yeah.
So it seems like, obviously on any world, like anything, even, the world we're currently living on, it could be corrupt, but it seems like there's more hints that is kind of the vibe that we're going for. It's like this world might seem perfect on the surface, but it's not going to actually be perfect. But even outside of that, outside of the whole theory business, it's a genuinely good episode. We see Chris really growing as a character. He's loving this life, this perfect life. He doesn't have to worry about anything. He's with his brother, he's with his father, who seems to be like having a loving relationship with his son. He's a known hero. Like, kids cry about how much they love him. He gets flashed pierced titties on the street. It's just, he's living the best life. And it's interesting, there's no eagle on this earth either. Bald eagle, sign of America. That's also interesting.
Yeah. And have we seen any American flags hanging anywhere? That's
exactly
usually a dead giveaway of where we are. Yeah.
I mean, it's entirely possible. I could be wrong, but it seems like they're pointing towards the fact that, like, I think it's the Nazis. Now, Rick, as Liz mentioned, Rick Flag does appear in two versions. The first version you talked
Junior.
about with Amelia Harcourt porking each other over there, but he also appears as, we kind of figured that he was the jarhead, even though he's not actually a jarhead because Army and Marines are very different.
Yes.
That he's the jarhead that Amelia Harcourt is dating, and so we saw two different versions. Joel Kinnaman took a break from For All Mankind and came in to do a quick thing with this. I don't know if he's going to be coming back to the show, but it would be great to see Joel Kinnaman again, even though it would be very, very, very different version, because I
have a very strong feeling that he will, because I can't help it, because sorry to interrupt you, John, but at the end of the episode, we see Argus is now going after Peacemaker because they have this portal. He has this portal to a dimension and
Yes.
dimensional rift, and he didn't report it, and they want to shut it down. Rick Flag, as we know, Senior is going after him. I have a feeling Junior's going to come back. Rick Flag Senior is going to see him, and that's going to be a whole nother element. I also have a feeling that Peacemaker and Junior will have some type of, I don't know, reconciliation moment, or Chris will realize what's going on with him. We have a theory about that as well. And again, we'll kind of use this alternate Junior to kind of help him get some closure on what he did to the one in his world.
Right. I think
so I definitely think we'll be seeing him
I
again,
think so,
for
but
sure.
it's like, who knows? But that makes the most sense. But
Yeah.
I also think that adding kind of to the theory of like Nazis winning World War II, it seems like there was very subtle cues that Rick Flag in the perfect world, where I think the Nazis won World War II, he seems very a closeted individual. I'll just leave it at that. It just, there were some very subtle cues, and the way he acted, and considering Nazis
And
hate everything
reacted,
that straight white Aryan, it's obvious he couldn't like come out on this earth. So that's like kind of the vibe I get. Now, I could be totally wrong, and I could be feeding into bad stereotypes. For that, I apologize, but that's kind of just the vibe I got, and some people agreed with me on that.
Yeah, he seems very meek. He doesn't seem, confident, or like he has any type of combat experience, or has really seen much of the world outside of that office.
Yes. So he could just be like a slapstick kind of individual. But yeah, I think we got some more Tim Meadows action, but I think that's a plausible theory. So I think I don't here's the thing about that, Jalen. James Gunn said that once a person is dead, they are dead. So it's unlikely that he will be coming back.
Yeah.
So I do think, but outside of the whole theory stuff, sorry, I keep going back to that, but I think this was a great episode. Character driven, very character driven with Chris. Had a lot of really great action with him at like Peacemaker killing it with his, Kardashian furniture clothes, as he mentioned. Although on the perfect world, Kardashians don't exist. So maybe, Nazis aren't so bad in that case. Anyway, kidding.
You had us and then you lost us.
But I don't want people to think I'm a fucking Nazi, Liz. So
I would hope not. I would hope not.
I'm not. It was just a joke anyway. Yeah, like I kind of like that. I thought the action scenes were good. I like the stuff with Hardcore. I like the stuff with like the 11th Street Kids. We saw a little bit of Vigilante. Oh, they do. I actually didn't notice that. So they reference Red Lion, who is essentially like the dictator version of like Black Panther in the DC world. So
okay,
but yeah, I think I don't know. I just think that this is just kind of a lot of really interesting sort of episode. It really has the best. Yes, our boy is in fact back, and I don't know. I just we did some theorizing that somebody, I think it was the DP on one of the episodes, tagged Joel Kinnaman in his Instagram post, and then he took it away after. So yeah, it seems like we all kind of knew that he would be coming back, but that's only if you really pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
The name of the bomb. What was the name of the bomb? What was that again?
It's Salala.
Yes. Okay, that was it. But what?
Yes.
Is that a real English word? Anyway, but I honestly, but there are some things that I was like, huh, that's interesting, because that doesn't feed into. Because here's the thing: the small thing that doesn't feed into the whole Nazi theory is like, why were the hot dogs called hot dogs and not Frankfurters? That's the thing. I'm like,
But did you notice that they were actually like sausage, like hot dog? They weren't our normal all beef Frank ballpark hot dogs. They were actually like sausages.
I didn't notice that. So
yeah.
Well, no. Well, I mean it wasn't like the whole thing with like, it was pretty much all but confirmed that like Joel Kinnaman was coming back because somebody accidentally leaked it on the Instagram of the DP, Yeah. So it's whatever. But like the theory that like, I'm not, because the thing is, I got the theory, I got the theory from like other fans. I didn't get like, oh, this person like did this thing and that thing. No, it's just like the theorizing that like the Nazis won World War II on this earth, I got that from other fans, not from people who watched the whole season. And even then, they didn't watch the whole season. They only watched 5 episodes because James Gunn's keeping the last 3 locked away like Fort fucking Knox until they come out on HBO Max. I hope we get more Rick Flag. I think Joel Kinnaman as that character will be really interesting. Yeah, I think I will say that I liked that too, and I like how this season so far it's doubling down on the stuff that I liked from the first season. I saw that too. What was that?
Lightning. It's raining really hard over here. Oh, there's the thunder.
Well, we can't hear it, but I just like how they're focusing on the character stuff. We finally see Michael Rooker this episode as an eagle hunter. So that's interesting. He only has like 1 or 2 lines of dialogue. He's like, all right, do I kill just the eagle in the house or can I kill eagles in the vicinity? Just in the house. He's like, oh, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, and just the one. We're only killing the one eagle because he made a comment along those lines of like, oh well, maybe that eagle is going to a place where there are other eagles. Will there be other eagles there? And they're like, you're just going after the one eagle, dude. Like, pump the brakes.
Yeah, but yeah, I think this episode was great. Good action, good character stuff. It was short, sweet. It was definitely shorter than the last two episodes. It was only like 35 minutes, so that was good. And then, Adrian taking Economos's pants for some reason in the post-credit scene. That was
To
interesting.
wash them. He was washing them.
Sure.
That's what he said he did. He washed, dried, and folded them and left them in the kitchen counter.
But for me, well, obviously recommendation, yes. For me,
Yeah,
honestly, I'd probably give it like a 9, maybe a 9.5.
Again, it was the best one of the season so far. Not saying much because it is episode 3, but yeah, 8.5, 9 for me for sure.
Yeah, I will say I'm not a huge fan of the helmet. I like the toilet bowl helmet. I prefer that one.
No, I like this one better. I hate the toilet bowl. But also, and again, we did allude to I should say they did. We are not the writers or the producers of this show, but in episode 2, we had heard them alluding to Peacemaker in the other dimension having some kind of pill addiction. And in this one, they kind of get a little further into it. Chris finds the other Peacemaker's stash with all these prescription pill bottles. And then again, his older brother Keith references it in their conversation as well.
Yes.
So we're definitely uncovering some more layers.
And also, it seems like Peacemaker on this Earth is kind of a piece of shit. Even more so than our Peacemaker. So
a real douche canoe.
Fucking on, like, Jennifer Holland is looking mighty fine, and like, you're fucking around, like, bro, come on. But I like how she was like, oh yeah, Rick Flag wouldn't fuck around with me. I'm like, I don't think he's fucking around with women, period. But like, I don't think he wants to with you.
Yeah. She's again, you also notice this version of her is very meek, kind of, she does her job, but she also is not seeing any action in the field. She does kind of take command of the situation a little bit, but she pretty much defers to the men and lets them kind of run the show.
That could add to the whole theory.
Yep.
Oh, the weaker sex. Don't deal with that.
And also
how we're introduced to her is not through like a combat scene. It's not through a bar fight like, with our hardcore. It's through like women gossiping at like their cubicle kind of thing, which is very like stereotypical, like kind of women stuff. So that could also be something. Hello, who are these people and where do I find them so I can bash them in the knees with a baseball bat?
For real, Tim Meadows is a delight.
He's delight. Again, like, he wasn't in this episode a ton because it was going back and forth between exactly. That's what me and Liz were saying prior. But Tim Meadows was great in this episode, but it was mostly Chris's stuff. But you obviously you got a little bit of the other role. Then we got like, who takes advantage of a man's burn blindness? Is it funny? Yes, very, but it's still a dickheaded thing to do.
You told me it was a duck.
I didn't say I said an eagle. But yes, I think we're expecting obviously more Judo Master, as somebody mentioned in the comments. They Rick Jagger is that really his name?
I don't believe so. But also this was the episode that James Gunn was referring to where Ozzy Osbourne is heavily featured.
Cried to cry, cried a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty great. It's pretty great.
But yeah, very good applicable song too. But great underrated song too. And it kind of like is interesting how it feeds into like, again, it kind of feeds into theory because the whole like the meaning behind I'm a dreamer, like what he says in the song is like, I'm a dreamer, like I envision a world with no wars, no wrongdoings, no thing. And like if you have like a totalitarian kind of world where this isn't like like
Street.
it's cleaned up, but like not in like a good way. And because like nothing is allowed, so like what's the point? So it like kind of adds into like that like kind of idea, like how it technically is a better world on the surface, but like, you know, there's no you can't be black or gay, so like, you know, no human expression, what's the point? So yeah, I like the Foxy Shazam song. I liked it at first, but now it's growing on me even more. But yeah, I think Judo Master was funny in his small scenes. Hey, fatty. And eating his flaming hot Cheetos once again. But yeah, we're probably expecting more Judo Master. Probably the next episode is probably the one where he's going to be arrested, because we did see a scene of him like getting beat up by Rick Flag Sr. So he's probably going to be arrested next episode. They're going to have that fight, and then he escapes. And yeah. I don't think so. Sorry, I just need to know the show's why focus on the show BS. Oh. There you go.
8.3 out of 10. There you are.
And 94 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, baby. Well done.
Anyway.
Well done, James.
It's in the top 5 of all these countries, so yeah. Way to go, North Macedonia.
Wild.
But yeah, good stuff. But yeah, I just think I will say I don't love Judo. Like, again, I gotta separate from the original character and this version, but I will say he's very funny. He's very funny in the show. But yeah, why? What?
Please.
Whatever.
A little
Yeah,
late
it was
in the game.
22% over season 1 finale, which is great because it's like people are like James Gunn was really selling it. So
Yeah.
But obviously, as we saw, you know, we do have you know, a good rating. It's even pretty even, like you have the 99%, because again, the one guy had to ruin it for everybody else. And since it's a show, it doesn't have like the popcorn meter type shit, but it's at 79. So yeah, very good. But you know, as we know, like people talking about, you know, bringing Rick Flag back, so Rick Flag Jr. back. So yeah, it's pretty awesome, and we love to see it. And but I like how James Gunn really going in on the whole Man of Tomorrow thing. Watch the Man of Tomorrow prequel. So that was great. Hype, as John Cena Army _ says. So yeah, good stuff. We have him and his stunt double as the dead Peacemaker from episode 1. So yeah, good stuff. But yeah, good stuff. But we are moving on from Peacemaker back to a bit of Man of Tomorrow talk, as you saw probably in the headline. Oh, let me get rid of the spoiler warning. Not Tier List Tuesday, but yes, here we are. But yeah, so there is some weird stuff on the idea of what's going to be happening in Man of Tomorrow. Obviously, we have some confirmation, some not. So we're going to be getting into that. Yeah, I can't wait to see other DCU projects. But speaking of DCU projects, Man of Tomorrow. So we're talking about the rumored and the confirmed, the good, the bad, and the rumored and confirmed. So yeah, so obviously Superman is going to be appearing. Yeah, it's going to be a quasi Superman sequel. So it's pretty obvious that he will be coming back. But apparently Hawkgirl is also going to be coming back. She had a cameo role in Peacemaker, and it seems like she's gonna be confirmed to come back. I don't know where they got that. I think it's more like Okay, the social. Okay, they say pretty much confirmed it, but it's James Gunn. We don't know. But on that same post, Aaron Pierre John Stewart was rumored. The actor commented on Gunn's post, and while he may have only been expressing excitement for the, movie getting greenlit, it makes sense, that maybe to really broaden the scope more, broaden the world more, to bring in another Green Lantern. Maybe if it's true that Guy Gardner dies in the show, that they're going to bring in John Stewart as the replacement Green Lantern, which would suck because it's like, if they killed off Guy Gardner, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
For real.
But yeah, apparently Peacemaker is rumored because, he had a cameo in Superman, and, he might appear in, I don't think so. I fucking read the goddamn leaked fucking synopses of the first 3 episodes. Okay? I know who fucking, if those are true, I know who fucking dies. And it's not Guy Gardner. There, I fucking said it. Okay? Anyway, Guy Gardner doesn't fucking die. Anywho, but we could possibly get a Peacemaker cameo. Maybe Lobo is going to show up at some point. I mean, in the Superman Men of Tomorrow animated movie, he did show up along with Martian Manhunter. So, yeah, we will see. Well, Kendra Saunders, I don't think it's connected to the Thanagarians, but I mean, they could be borrowing from Robert Viadetti's Hawkman, where they made everything canonical. So we'll see if that's true or not. But then obviously Lex Luthor is confirmed. I mean, he was the one of 2 characters in the art that James Gunn revealed, whether it was Jorge Jimenez or Jim Lee or the other guy whose name I don't know. He's going to be coming back. And that seems like I still think that Lex Luthor is the main character and Superman is only a supporting character, but that's just me. It's rumored that Supergirl will show up after her solo film. And I mean, it's possible if it is a Lex Luthor movie, it's more unlikely because of that's true, Tony Randall, but we'll still be talking about this because, it brings in the views, doesn't it? So if it is more Lex Luthor focused, she might not appear, but if it is more Superman focused, she will definitely appear. But then considering that our boy is getting his own spinoff allegedly along with Mr. Terrific, allegedly, I hope so. Even if he has a weird thing about Eve Tessmacher's toes. But
you don't know, they might be weird toes.
I hate toes too. I hate feet. So, I'm with Jimmy on this one. But John, I honestly feel like Grant Gustin will come back as the Flash, which may annoy some people, but I like the idea. He's such a great actor in the I don't think he's coming back. Because he's a TV actor. Why would they bring in a TV actor to their big brash cinematic universe? Doesn't make sense to me. I hope they get someone bigger, and I hope we get Wally West, which, by the way, we are going to be fan casting tomorrow for Fancast Friday, so get pumped for that. Woohoo! But then the rumor that the big bad guy is going to be Brainiac, because if it is a team up between Lex Luthor and Superman, then it makes sense that our boy Brainiac would, because I think he's the only alien that Lex Luthor would hate more than Superman. So hopefully Jason Isaacs, anybody? Anyway, we did fan cast Brainiac. We did. So yes, those are the rumors and the confirmations of all these characters coming into Man of Tomorrow. But on the other side of the coin, in the Bex, the Batman 2-star shares exciting photo update for DC movie. But apparently, Jeffrey Wright, he got script stuff. Get the fuck out of here. He got script stuff. It's locked with the keys and with the zippers and all that stuff. And loving that afro, Jeff. Very nice. This is the Jeff we like. Jeffrey Wright's a good Jeff. Not like that other guy.
Yeah.
Jeff Snyder. But Jeffrey Wright's awesome. Best Gordon we've ever gotten. Don't even try to at me, Dan. But yeah, our boy has gotten his fucking script. Very exciting. And apparently, according to a recent report, the Batman Part 2 will begin production at Warner Brothers Studios in Leavesden, in London, United Kingdom, on January 1st, 2026. But Andy Serkis, Colin Farrell, Jeffrey Wright, they're all coming back. Zoe Kravitz is not coming back. Thank God. And maybe Barry Keoghan is supposed to come back as the Joker. We don't know if he would come back in a full-fledged villain role, or he would be coming back just as sort of a supporting character, like he was in that deleted scene where he was like more like a Hannibal Lecter type character, where he's just giving Batman advice about this person. We did see him in that, post very end of the film with Riddler in a mid-credit scene. So yeah. $5 says this movie will be delayed starting production. All right, Dan, gotta be a fucking bittersweet Billy over here. Just it's gonna get delayed again. Aren't you so fun? But one of the things we wanted to highlight, crypto is the goodest boy. And remember, you can rent or buy now at Fandango at Home, previously known as Voodoo. So, I love this scene so much, and we're probably gonna get demonetized for this, but I don't care. I fucking love this scene, and I just love like he sees Lex got ragged up, but anyway. And then he delivers his beautiful speech, but we won't show that entire clip. But love it. Liz, what was your favorite scene in Superman?
I mean, anything with Mr. Terrific, pretty much anything with Guy Gardner as well. I still look back at those flying middle fingers fondly. And I mean, just Mr. Terrific's a vibe. Like, I can't.
He's goddamn Mr. Terrific.
Well, like, so that's the thing. So I want him to get his own spinoff, but I also don't want them to ruin him for us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm afraid that they're gonna like lean too hard on him and ruin him, either with the writing or, you know what I mean? Like, I always get nervous when they start to put more attention on characters that we love. It's like, don't fuck him up. So
I will say,
we'll see what happens.
Hopefully it's like Better Call Saul rather than what's a really bad, like, unlike Joey, like go more Better Call Saul, less Joey.
That's
so
fair. That's fair.
But yeah, and then of course I will show this like really quickly, but then this was
taking a shot, an imaginary shot every time.
Him talking about Star Wars.
Just cast him as an X-wing fighter pilot.
You probably have Jedi.
I do.
But
yeah,
Nick
Jedi.
is actually right. As a kid, my dream would be to play a Jedi. Now I would like to play an X-wing pilot.
You're manifesting. It's going so well so far.
It's not. It's I have to not think about it. That's how it works.
Stop thinking about it.
Maybe I could be your droid. Yeah.
Can you do the scream?
What?
I'm not gonna do it.
No, you have to now.
Like when he gets injured, when R2 gets injured or blasted.
I've never tried.
Oh.
Do the scream.
I haven't done it in a while. I'm not sure this will work.
There are.
Everybody, careful. That wasn't great. I have a friend who can do it perfectly every time.
I'd say that's Which one's that?
This is what he said.
Oh.
Just, David being a nerd. We love to see it because David is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. And this was the scene from YouTube. But yeah, you could go find it. It's on Star Wars Lads if you want to go just like it and just watch it on repeat.
I'm telling you, I appreciate this man. I really he's just the best. He's so great.
Sounded like a goat. Yeah. He is the GOAT. That's why he sounds like a goat. just like it's just like the fact that we got 2 Superman back to back who are just the biggest fucking nerds on the big screen. Like Henry Cavill wasted, unfortunately, but David, of course, is just like both of them, ultimate nerd boys, and we love to see it. One for Star Wars, one for Warhammer to 40K. So, absolutely amazing in every facet of the word. Please don't add that to sound effects.
Thank you, John.
But I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. We just wanted to end on a more wholesome note. But thank you for watching. We will be doing our regular show tomorrow. But in addition to that, we are going to be doing Fancast Friday for Wally West. So get pumped for that. And then we're going to be showing off the polls and what you could be voting for next week and for Tier List Tuesday and that. So yeah, for like 2 seconds. But thank you all for watching. We love and appreciate you. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell. After we go live, you could submit a comment. We'll be doing a Q&A tomorrow for all your comments that you leave after the videos. But let's be blessed from the start and blessed at the end. Take us out, James Gunn.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see chorus.
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka, hunka.
Eat a dick, Jeff Snyder.
Hello, I'm David, and this is my friend, Teddy. When the world needs saving, who do we call? It's Superhero Teddy. What a cool job, Teddy. I'd love to be a superhero. Probably a lot of work, but worth it. I love being a dad, and one of my favorite things about being a dad is when it's time for bed, and we read books, and we sing songs sometimes, but ultimately, we go to bed. And right now, it's time for bed. You too, Teddy. Even superheroes need their sleep. Good night.